Hello and welcome to the third episode of brainstorming about RPG games. As you remember, in last episode, I was stuck on skills and attributes of players. Then I went on and searched my hard drive for some PDFs that I had about character sheets in RPG games and especially D&D. This is Dungeon and Dragon version 4.4e, and it's character sheet. As you can see, it has attributes and it has skills. Now pay attention to the skills. This one is 3.5 version. As you can see, the attributes are the same, but look at the skills. These are the skills, okay, here. As you can see, lots of skills. For some reason, the company decided that, you know what, these numbers of skills can be replaced with these numbers, and the game mechanics changed. But first things first, we accepted that each character has some attributes. And the attributes are the same and called strength, constitution, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Okay. Now, if you pay attention to the 4e version, the character sheet itself speaks a lot about game mechanics. For example, you have fortitude as one aspect of your character, and it's gaining its numbers from strength and constitution. This is this, plus some classes and feats that you get from choosing your class of character and feats for character, enhancements, and some miscellaneous things that you gain from the game. Same for reflexes that takes it from dexterity and intelligence, and willpower that you get from wisdom and charisma. And for example, speed gains a base number from these numbers. Then armor has negative effect, items has negative effect. Skills, as you can see, each skill is getting numbers from some of the attributes we have. And what else? Armor class means your defense power, and this part is defense. This part is attack, but as you can see, there is nothing defined in here because your attack can be melee, can be magic, can be anything. And that's it for the first page. The second page speaks about magic, encounters, daily powers, utilities, etc., etc. And that's it for version 4e. But when you look at version 3.5, things are a lot different. Okay, you still have speed, but you have grapple, you have spell resistance, base attack bonus, initiative, and damage reduction, conditional armor class modifiers, and then you have positions as another page. You can carry some stuff with you. If I choose it like this, okay. Then you can have feats, some notes, EXP, and items, class features. And now we have something completely different from 4e. You see, for 4e, you have all your classes or your races share a single character sheet that covers the game mechanics. But in 3.5, you have different classes. For example, Bard. Bard has some skills predefined for him, okay? And then the rest is somewhat similar, but you can see that we have spells now. And the class features changed. And here is the spells that related to Bard. So Bard can have different levels of spells, and each level have its own spells. Then we have, if I call it correctly, Cleric. I'm not sure. It has another set of skills predefined, and spells, and you see class features changed. It's now you see spells here. Cleric doesn't have different levels, but it has domains like earth, air, evil, animal, fire, chaos, good, death, healing, destruction, and each one of them has its own level, and etc. etc. And then it has its own spells, again, from 0, 1, 2, 3 to level 10, I think, or level 9. Yeah, level 9. And here is D20 modern character sheet. As you can see, it still uses the same attributes, same defenses, but we have here massive damage threshold, and reputation, action points, wealth point, bonus, touch, flat-footed. Attacks are more defined to melee and ranged. Some skills are changed in the list. I paid attention to that. Then we have talents, and that's it. Now Druid is another class of 3.5, and etc. and etc. and etc. Each one of these classes has different spells, different character sheet, and it's more complicated than 4E in game mechanics. And I think one of the reasons they changed Dungeon and Dragon to 4E was to simplify the game mechanics, because honestly, with different classes, different mechanics for each class, it was hard for dungeon masters, I think, to handle the game. And when you think about developing a game for computers, computers are not as wise as humans, so we need to simplify stuff. But beside attributes, another thing that we have is skills, for sure. Now, here you can decide if you are going with 4E version or with 3.5 version. I'll separate them. So skills version 4E has these skills: acrobatics, arcana, athletics, bluff, diplomacy, dungeoneering, endurance, heal, history, insight, intimidate, nature, perception, religion, stealth, streetwise, and finally thievery. That's for 4E, okay? Uh, 3.5 has its own classes of skills. Let me open it again. And apprise, balance, bluff, climb, concentration, craft, decipher, scripts, diplomacy, and disable devices, discuss, and escape artist, forgery, gather information, handle animal, heal, hide, intimidate, jump, knowledge. What else do we have in here? Come on. Listen, move silently, open lock, perform, profession, ride, search, sense motive, slate of hand, spellcraft, spot, survival, swim, tumble, use magic devices, finally use rope. As you can see, it's not comparable to each other, and there is another version of it, and that's for modern. Now modern has all the 3.5 versions. I wrote down some notes. Let me open the notes. Like drive, these are extra, okay? Gamble, investigate, navigate, pilot, and repair. Research, treat, injury. I don't know why they separated from heal, but anyway. And demolition, and the next one, read and write languages, and then finally speak languages. So here is a collection of all the listed skills in any D20 game. Okay, you can select as many as you want, but the thing is, attributes are the same for all of them. This is the list. Go on and choose whatever you want. Now, beside the skills, there's something else. From 4E, we have our defenses. And for defense, we have armor class, we have fortitude, we have reflex, and we have willpower. From 3.5, we have something else to add. Oh, oops, not entered there. Here, called damage reduction. Initiative modifier. Call spell resistance. And that's it. In armor class, we have touch, flat foot, conditional modifiers, and that's it. Okay. For offense, I don't see any difference between the two at all. Now spells, I'm not sure how to handle that. I mean, sure, we can follow. Oh, we have something here. I'm not sure where to put it. Grapple modifier. Base attack bonus, strength modifier, size modifier, size modifier. So I think it's going into attack. So offense, and that is, sorry. And that would be grapple. And these are from version 3.5, okay? Don't forget that. Then, spells. Well, let's say this. Player characters has races and has classes. Okay, depending on the race and class, depending on race you can choose different classes, and depending on the classes you can choose different spells in 3.5. In 4E, every class can choose every type of spell, but with some bonuses or negative effects on some special classes. And another thing that D20 games add is called Feats. Did I spell it correctly? I'm not sure. Wait. No, I'm spelling it wrong. Feats. Yeah. And for E has something special called powers. Now, powers can be at will, means how many times you want you can use it in a day. Some of them, or even in encounter or not encounter, not in combat, it has some encounter powers that you can use in every one of your fights. Then you have daily ones that you can use once per day, and then you should rest for the next day to be able to use it. And the next one is, no, not there, utility powers that comes with some utilities that you have. Another thing that 4E adds is mannerisms and appearances. It has nothing to do with the gameplay, but yeah, whatever. Then it has, yeah, but come on. Okay, it has companions and allies. And that's it. Each player has coins and other wealth. Players can have equipment. Players can have rituals that went through and gained some powers from rituals. Now, for magic items, the slots that it gives is written armor, arms, feet, hands, head, neck, ring, and finally waist. Come on, why are you bothering me like that? Okay, and that's it for 4E. In the powers, utilities has, no, it's in magic. Some of them has daily items, okay? And these daily items are separated in like heroic, paragon, epic, milestone. That's it. This is the classification from 4E. Of course, now some basics are going on. Basics has character name, level, and as I said, class will be on basics, but paragon, path, epic, destiny, race, and I'm sure I had put race somewhere else here. We don't have race here. And after that we have, no, classes, So it has a race and class, and then size, age, gender, height, weight, alignment, deity, and finally adventuring, company, or other affiliations. And where I got that, it's from the top. As you can see, we have XP2. So another one is XP, experience. Now, in 4E, we have something called senses. And senses have two subtypes, so passive insight and passive perception. These are what makes your characters, okay? Now for feet, I have some news for you. Ouch. Okay, you can stay there. Whatever makes you happy. There we go. Now, feat for itself is a bit different because in 4E, I didn't check the book, but I'm sure in 4E we have some. What the hell? Come on. Okay, we have some feats in 4E, but D20 Modern, was it this one? Yeah, has a very big list of feats, and there is a very interesting conflict between D20 Modern feats and some skills in 3.5, for example, or for 4E. For example, it has acrobatic, it has aircraft operation, alertness, animal affinity, archaic weapon proficiency, armor proficiency, light. Then from light it goes to medium and come on, okay, heavy. Here is one of the things that D20 Modern puts in feats, but 4E puts in skills. Athletics, attentive, blind, fight, brawl, and brawl has its own subtypes. Improved brawl, then knockout punch. Sorry. Yeah. Knockout punch has improved version, and street fighting that has a subtype of improved paint. Then we have builder, cautious. Did I spell correctly? Yep. And then combat, expertise, and it has improved disarm, improved treat, rear wind attack. Then we have combat martial arts, and it has two subtypes, improved, and from improved we have advanced. Combat reflexes, confident, creative, deceptive, defense martial art, and again it has combat throw that has an improved subtype. And what else? Yeah, we have elusive target and unbalanced target. Then we have dodge, and for dodge we have agile, riposte, then mobility, and from mobility we have spring attack, then next one is drive by attack, educated, now endurance, exotic, melee, weapon proficiency, far shot, and from far shot we can get okay, we can get dead aim. Then we have focused, frightful presence, gearhead, greed, fortitude. Whew, half of the list is done. Then guide, no, not there. Anyway, delete it. Guide. Then we have heroic surge, improved damage threshold, improved initiative, iron wheel, lightning, reflexes, low profile, medical expert, meticulous, nimble, personal, firearms, proficiency, that has one subtype, and that is advanced. And the advanced has three more subtypes. One is, burst fire, exotic firearms, proficiency, and strafe. Whew. Okay, we have no point blank shot that has why do I do shots with capital H all the time? That has subtypes like double shot, no, double tap, sorry, precise shot, shot on the run, and skip shot. Then we have power attack that has cleave, and cleave has great cleave. Then we have improved bull rush and sunder. Another one is quick drive, quick reload, renown, one, simple weapon proficiency, stealthy, studious, surface vehicle operation, surgery, toughness, track, trustworthy, two, weapon fighting, and here we have improve, and then advance. Then we have vehicle expert, and it has force stop and vehicle dodge. Then we have weapon finesse, weapon focus, and finally windfall. Now keep in mind, all of them are modern feats. So feats, and here it's going in here. Okay. Yeah, huge, I know. But 4E has completely different system of feats, and really it's different because, as you may notice, lots of feats in modern feats are related to things that we have in 4E skills. I didn't list the feats in 4E version yet, but that's for sure there are some feats there. Now what is the feats? If you take a look at here, this is, by the way, the modern sheet, and this is all the list I got from Feats. where it comes in game. I can't find it yet, but I'm sure those feats sometimes affect skills or some of the numbers here with some bonus or negative effects. In 4E, here you can see it, okay? So, for example, armored class gets some number from feat. Attacks also get from feat. Damage gets from feat. And defense, of course, gets from feat. So when you choose your feats, you add numbers. That's all to it, okay? Or some features or some powers in 4E. And that's all to it. In 3.5, feats are not affecting. That's one big difference between 3.5 and 4E. Feats are not affecting your defense and not your attack, or at least it didn't list it. Maybe this misc modifiers is that of feats. Then when you go down, you see the feat, and each feat had a page reference on the book and some notes. That's it. So you can basically say that 4E has a very different game mechanic from the previous ones. But taking a look at this system, we can say that, okay, I can use the 4E feats if I'm going for a medieval or ancient RPG game style. But if I'm going, for example, to make an RPG game about Star Wars, then you can use the modern feats here and combine the game mechanics between these two on the rest of the character. And that's it. So this is all about generating your player character and using these numbers inside the game mechanics when you encounter with, for example, a door. If I can find my book. Yeah, there was it. Dungeon Master Guide. Now, I'll pause the video and come back when I found what I want to show you. Okay, here is a table from the book, and it's speaking about listening through a door. As you can see, there is dice that you should use, and there are some rules. But depending on the dice number that you get and some other aspects of your character, for example, if your character has perception, or for example, if you want the stealth, if it has better perception, then it has a better chance of hearing something behind the door. Or if it has a better number of stealth, it can better go closer to the door before the enemies the on the other side finds that someone is behind the door. So these numbers from skills from this very first character sheet defines the most part of your game mechanic. And believe me, if you want to remake the Dungeons and Dragons for E with computer, then you are welcome to try, but the game mechanics will become so much complicated that putting it inside a game on PC and with classes of C sharp would be a lot complicated. But at least you can get the basic fundamental mechanics from the book and use it to define the mechanics of the game. And that's it, guys. If you really want to take a look at deep game mechanics, here's the book for you. Page 1, please. Dungeons and Dragons Dungeon Master Guide, and its version 4E. Don't forget that. I'm not sure if it shows anywhere here. And you can buy the book from here, wizards.com/DND. I won't tell you how did I got a PDF version. Sorry, I don't even remember. I just remember that I surfed the web and pirated some from somewhere. No, it doesn't speak about the version here, I think. But this book, as you can see, let's take a look at the contents. It speaks about how to become a dungeon master. This part is especially about game design. Running the game, combat encounters is the rules about fighting and how you can make some fighting scenes. Non-combat encounters, rules about when you encounter, for example, skill challenges or puzzles or traps, and tells you some good stuff about how you can make an adventure. And then when you go to rewards and, for example, quests, let's take a look. 122. When you define a quest, here is a table for you. When you want to put an EXP reward, sometimes newcomers to the game design asks themselves, how much EXP should I give the player? And here is a table for you, okay? And for example, different types of quests, different types of treasures, some tables for them, and then here's lots of tables about treasures on different player or party level if you are planning on multiplayer, and epic treasures, and as you can see, magic item level 22 for a party level 18. It is equals to 170 gold points. It's magic item level 2, another one level 21, another one level, and etc. etc. You can give him 48,000 gold points or 480 other stuff. And using this table, you can make a treasure chest. That's it. And campaigns are basically a game. So, for example, it has a game of itself at the end as a starting point for dungeon masters who want to know what is a game. As you can see, it has let me start from the beginning. Yeah, it has a storytelling and a map of the starting village. There we go. This is the starting village. Okay, this is your starting village. Then it tells some stories. Then it starts with a quest, and the first thing that you find is an enemy here. If you take a look at the enemy table, it has initiative and some perception levels, HP and bloodied and reflexes wheel 42. So basically, it has the base attributes of even your player. Then it has its weapon, martial weapon, and then infernal wrath, first strike, sneak attack, blood hunt, blah 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 blah. Okay. And when you read about game mechanics on the encounter, then you will see that each one of these parts are important. For example, if you as Dungeon Master decide that this enemy should attack with weapon, then you would roll a d4 dice plus 1, and that's the damage. And it has plus 11 vs your player's armor class. Okay? That's it. I think you can easily replace these by some public variables on different players or different weapons, and that's it. Because if you look, even though this is martial weapon and this is only weapon, you have only these data. Okay. Now here is another interesting thing. If days strike is used, then we have the same data, but target dates until the end of next turn. And I'm not sure if we can implement this part easily on the game. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. But as you go through these tables more and more, because here is another one, for example, then you will see again it has something against armor class and damage. If it's ranged 5 blocks, so it can attack from 5 meters, for example. This one uses its number against reflex instead of armor class because it's ranged attack, and etc. and etc. We'll speak about it lots later. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's the base fundamental for your player character or even for your enemy characters, as you can see, because attributes and skills and many of these. For example, I think if I remember correctly, this first strike or infernal wrath or blood hunt or sneak attack are feats. I'm not sure about that. If I remember correctly, they were feats. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have fun, everybody. Bye bye.